Please be seated. Please be seated. Alright. Ladies and gentlemen of the press, welcome to my late week press conference. Please sit down and keep your mouth shut until I allow you to ask your questions. Now, in case you jackbags are unaware, okay, a late week press conference is a press conference that takes place later in the week. But the reason why we don't call it a later week press conference is because it would make you sound like a pussy. So, as you all know, we play the Jets in 2 days. This is do or die territory. The Jets have somehow pulled something out of their asses and are now I want to say 6-3. I know they just came off a big win against the Bills, but you get the point. Meanwhile, the Bills and Dolphins are first and second in the AFC East, and we are sitting assholes in the fourth place of the AFC East at 5-4. I was not expecting this outcome, and I don't think anyone else was either. Well, no, actually they were. But here's the thing. This bye week is one of the most important bye weeks in recent years because we understand that we have a trash offense at, I think, 27th overall. The 6th worst offense in the league. Fucking horrible. Right next to the Cowboys and the Redskins. But I think with a little bit of time and effort that this team can be fixed. At least the offense can be fixed. I just discovered a couple days ago that we are second in sacks behind only the Cowboys. With 32, they have 35. We are third or fourth or somewhere in that ballpark in passer rating. And we are, I think, second or first in yards per attempt for the passing defense, which to me is absolutely incredible to me. Now, as you all know, last year after the bye week, we pretty much went from, second in passing defense, first in yards per allowed, to pretty much 32nd and 31st in those categories. Basically, we sucked big moose cock. Okay, and I think we all know that. Okay? I do not want to see another bullshit-ass fall of the Roman Empire of what I saw last year. Okay, last year's defense after the bye week was so many holes, it was like a piece of fucking Swiss cheese. Alright, but ultimately Mac needs a lot of help. Patricia needs more. Bill needs the most. And the offensive line, I've lost all hope. As long as David Andrews is out, this offensive line has no chance. With Cody Russi being promoted and Lil Jordan Humphrey being released, that was a pretty confusing move if you ask me. So, whenever you're ready, you can ask your questions regarding the Jets game and the any other questions you have regarding the team in general.
Hey Jim, how are you?
Hello Stephanie, how are you?
I'm good. My question for you is just, what do you think is really just wrong with this offense?
Well, I can tell you what is wrong with the offense. It is Matt Patricia. And, Mac, is he a superstar quarterback? No. Is he an eye turner or a head turner? Not really. Is he athletic? Not really. But can he throw a football consistently? I think he can. I think his judgment is a little off, but that has a lot to do with the play calling and his progressions based on the play call, based on the playbook, based on the play that Matt is telling him to run. It's got almost nothing to do with Mac. But I will say this. Matt Patricia gets 75% of the blame. 75!
Thanks, Jim. Well, Coach.
How are you, Mr. Fujimoto?
I'm good, thank you. Thank you, sir. So my question for you is just what have you seen from Brennan Schooler? He have been, so some people, Patriot fan on Patriot Prep Pass who say that he has the next Matthew Slater. So I just what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, we all know Matthew has been an absolute gem in special teams. His leadership, his humbleness, his humility, his toughness, his perseverance, him being able to stay healthy throughout his career. He can still burn a few players. He's still got some speed to him, despite being about 40,000 years old. But Brendan is, I think Brendan is very fortunate to have a guy like Matthew mentor him and help him out with his techniques. And Brendan's done a fabulous job for us, both in recovering fumbles and getting downfield to down the ball inside the 10 when we need a big play. He's done a great job for us, Brendan.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Hey, Coach. Hey, Mario Andretti here.
Hey, Mario, how are you?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. So my question for you is, how do you think the defense has been doing?
Well, I think the defense has been getting better slowly but surely. I think the Colts game we had our best pass rush of the year. Matthew, obviously, with 11.5 sacks, leading the NFL. Now it is up to him to finish the season, because of course we all know that Matthew did not do that last year. He had 11.5 sacks through 17 weeks. Through 10 weeks, he already has 11.5. So he will break his record. He better. I don't want to see him with one pressure through the next 7 or 8 games. I don't want to see that shit. We're essentially halfway through the season. We are. Everyone else is a game ahead of us. We are halfway through the season.
Thanks, Aaron. Hi, Jim. How you doing, man?
How you doing, Dante?
Yeah, I'm good. So my question for you is, I just found this stat out just last night. Apparently the Patriots are second in sacks, and I'm like, what? Second in sacks? I'm like, what the fuck? Oh shit, sorry, my fault. I can't swear on these Zooms. But yeah, second in sacks with I think 32. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Because our defensive line has always been trash. It's never been good. So it's like, what did you think when you first saw that stat?
To be honest with you, I was shocked. I couldn't believe it. Maybe top 10 in sacks, at maybe number 10. I thought was going to be the answer or the stat. But then once I saw a second with 32, I'm like, wow, that's a lot of fucking sacks. I mean, think about it, 32 sacks through 9 or 10 games. It means we're getting at least 3 sacks a game, which I would like to see more of. I would like to see at least 4, 1 for every quarter. I would like to see that. But I think 32 is good. I'm just hoping that Matthew can finish the year. I know Dietrich has done a great job. Jawan's done good. Josh has done a good job. Josh Uche has done a good job. Anthony's tried when he's been on the field. Raekwon's tried. Haven't seen anything from Mac, but I do know Matthew and Dietrich are the two main guys that get to the quarterback, and Josh being the tertiary guy. And those three guys can get to the quarterback pretty consistently, just consistently enough to at least make it a little easier for the secondary. So,
Thanks, Jim.
yeah.
Crazy. Oh, how are you there, Jim?
Oh, how are you, Donald? Good to see you.
I'm good, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, it's always good to work with you here.
Thank you, Donald.
My question for you is, the secondary is, I think we're, second in, yards per attempt, and then we're, I think, fourth or third in passer rating with, I think, like a 77.5 or something like that. When I first saw that stat, I said, holy shit. I mean, well, I'm sorry, Tim. That's just, so I thought, wow, this is a really good secondary. And, but yeah, we keep allowing all these points, so what's been going on with the secondary?
Well, obviously the lack of a true number one corner who can shut down players with consistency. I mean, I don't consider John to be a number one corner. I don't consider Jalen to be a number one corner. Jack, I don't think, is a number one corner yet. Marcus sure the hell isn't. Miles sure as shit isn't. Miles, I think, is the weakest guy in the secondary, along with Jalen. But just being aggressive, sniffing out the ball, watching the quarterback, playing with good leverage, good technique, tackling, always going for the pick, playing the ball, not the receiver. All those things. And when you get speed and physicality and good tackling, good ball skills, you got a good secondary. And I think all these guys are capable of that. Jalen, sometimes I get my doubts about Jalen, but then I look at him, what he can do, and I think to myself, this guy really can do good for us, and he has. He's made a big improvement through the year. He's not all pro or anything, but when he gets catches, or when he allows catches, it's not like he's getting burnt for 50, 60-yard touchdowns, like how Steph was against DK Metcalf, or how JC was against that Jets guy. Can't even fucking think of his name. Brashad Perriman, whatever the hell it was, somebody. Denzel Mims, some guy got his ankles broken by some Jets receiver. Gave up one or two touchdowns, But Jalen, he's fine. Jonathan's been playing great. I had my doubts about him moving to the outside as much as anyone, but he's proved that he can hold that down and really be good. Marcus has done very well in the return game. Jack has really opened a lot of eyes, with his coverage, 90.4, I think, at some point in the year. Guys like Tariq Woolen and, obviously Sauce and, DJ Reed Jr. from the Jets. All those guys have similar ratings. But Jack's really done a great job for a rookie. He's got his first pick six already against Green Bay. Played it terrifically. The technique, watching the quarterback jump in the route, it was fantastic. And then he had another great game. I think might have been a week after or so. Had a couple of pass breakups, or maybe it was in that same game. I don't know. But the secondary has been good. It's not ideal, but it has been very good. It's been a lot better than I expected. It's been very good. And then obviously with Devin and Kyle and Adrian, those guys, Devin and Adrian, both vets. Devin a solid vet, and Adrian, of course, has been a dependable tackler, good box player. And then Jabril, who I love to death. I love his play style. I love his aggression, his tackling. his energy. I love Jabril. Adrian, I love his tackling. Devin, I just love his IQ and his leadership. So I think we got a good group of secondary guys, and then of course Kyle. He's a big thumper in the box, covers tight ends well. But once we play Minnesota with Hawkinson, he's going to be put to the test. So anyway, thank you for your question there. Thank you for your question, Donald.
Thank you.
Yeah.
How are you?
Hey, Al, how are you?
I'm good. So my question for you, Dan Orlovsky made a podcast.
Yeah.
I think it was maybe a week or so ago, and they said that we should be running more RPOs. And I just wanted your thoughts on that one.
Yeah, I don't understand this whole RPO bullshit, okay? We're not the Ravens. We're not the Ravens. We're not the fucking Bears. We're not the Dolphins. We're not the Chiefs. Okay? Mac is not built for RPOs, okay? You want to sit back and say, oh my god, he did all this shit in college. Okay, well, even if you do it in the NFL, people are going to recognize it like that a lot quicker. Okay, guys like C.J. Mosley, guys like Darius Leonard, okay, guys like even Micah, okay, guys like Tate Crowder and Raquan Smith and Jalen Smith. All these guys are too fucking smart for that. Especially guys like Devin White is another one. Shaq Leonard is another one. I already said him, but again, just for emphasis, C.J. Mosley we're going up against on Sunday. He was calling out the fucking plays last time before they even happened. So don't you understand? I don't see the benefit of running these fucking RPOs. Because here's the thing: you either run it, you pass it. I don't know what the fuck the option part is, but ultimately Mac is going to either take it and run with it, which he should not be fucking doing unless if he wants to get himself killed. Okay? And then the defensive ends. You got guys like Aaron. You got guys like Miles, TJ, JJ, Melvin, Chandler, all these guys. Max, Trey Hendrickson, guys like Sam Hubbard, Robert Quinn. These guys aren't eye-openers, but they're good enough to identify stuff. John Franklin Myers, another guy on the Jets. These guys are not stupid. They know. I don't like this whole RPO bullshit. You want to sit back and say, oh my god, every time the Patriots ran it, they had success. Here's the thing, okay? Listen. We cannot... It's not sustainable. We need to mix it up. We cannot just stick with one fucking thing. We need to fucking mix it up.
Thanks a lot there. Always good to hear from you.
Yeah, you too, Al. Thank you.
Hi, Jim. How are you?
Hi, Melissa. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. So my question for you is Mac the problem, or is it the coaching? I've been always trying to get this clarified. I got all these idiots on YouTube out here saying, Mac sucks this, Mac sucks that. When Bailey was here, it was a completely different story, which tells you that, that Mac is just trash because it's ultimately the same offense. So what is the real problem here? Is it Mac or is it the coaching? And I need this answer solved. I need this answer once and for all, because I'm tired of all these idiots on social media saying that Mac has been the problem.
Alright, well listen. I'm here to answer your question once and for all. Melissa, Mac is not the problem. It is Matt, not Mac. Matt, with two T's, not one C, two T's. Trouble and travesty, that's what the two T's mean in Matt's name. Trouble and travesty. And treachery, because he's got the other T for Patricia. trouble, travesty, and treachery. That's what Matt is giving Mac. In the entire offense, this offense is shot. Not a good shot, a bad shot. Mac is not the problem.
Yeah, just last question here, Jim.
Yes, Tim.
My question for you is just Jamie Collins was just signed to the practice squad some time ago. I think it was before the Jets game, before the first meeting. And then considering the fact that Mac Wilson hasn't been doing very well, would you see Jamie Collins in the starting lineup in any foreseeable future at all?
That's a good question. Jamie's one of those guys where he's old, but you keep bringing him back anyway. Jamie's always been a great player for us. He's a perfect fit for the system, perfect fit for the scheme. He's a good mentor for the younger guys like Josh, guys like Josh, Cameron McGrone, who I think is still on the team. Guys like even the older guys, like Matthew or Dietrich. Dietrich's now a captain. Dietrich could still. You could always use advice from guys. But then again, I think Jamie's been in the league longer than Matthew, and he's definitely been in longer than Dietrich. But Jamie's always been a good player. But do I see him in the lineup in any future? No. It doesn't mean it won't happen, but I don't think he's gonna. Maybe he will. I don't know. But as far as I'm concerned, as far as for a prediction for me for the rest of the year, no. Unless if Mac does something absolutely terrible, and then Jelani just can't pick it up, then sure. But as of right now, no. Possibly, sure. I don't know, though. I don't know for sure.
Hi. I'm sorry, Tim. I just had one last question. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, you're fine.
Oh, okay, all right. We got one more question.
So, Jim,
okay.
Just last question this time.
Okay.
I've heard a lot of things from the Patriots Press Pass and the NFL app. Just came out with a coaching projection for the future. Who do you think, if Bill were to retire? Colin Cowherd actually had a bold take in which Bill would have retired this year after this year. So if he were to, not saying he would, we don't know. I think he's going to try to go after Shula's win record and then retire. But if he were to retire, who do you think would take over as head coach?
I don't know. I think Gerard, would be a good place to start. Guys like Gerard, guys like Steve. Definitely not Matt. But I think Gerard, has probably the best chance. Gerard or Steve probably has the best chance of making it. Just going back to what you said about Shula with Don, what is Bill up to? What is he up to? 325 or something? I think Don has 347, so he's only got another 22 games, including pre and postseason. So he needs, probably one more season. But then again, it would have to be a straight-up undefeated season for that to happen. I don't know if that's going to happen. He only needs 22 games. So, if you were to get the way this shithead team has been the past 3 years, and which is probably around 7 wins a season, he would need another 4 seasons to beat Don's record. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. But as far as who would take over for his role, I think it would be either Steve or Gerard. The only reason I would throw Steve in there is because obviously he's his fucking kid. And then, Gerard, he played for the team. He was a hell of a player, and he knows what he's doing. He's a hell of a coach, good coach, solid guy. So Gerard, maybe Steve, I don't know, but one of those two guys would be my guess. Okay. Alright, I'm done. Thank you very much, people of the press. Injury reports. I had one guy with an inflamed ace spot. I had another guy with an inverted dick. I had another guy with mental retardation. So this is fucking shit. Christian is still out. He's been out for like fucking half the season. It's just fucking shit. Alright, thank you very much. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you.